This is the 2012 MacBook Pro 13-inch. This is the base model, which costs in the UK £999. I thought I'd show you what you get with it, what I've personally bought with it, and also give you some feedback about this MacBook compared to the previous one, which I bought about 3 or 4 months ago. I'll give you a comparison between the two and just let you know what I think about the new model that they have here. So what we have right here is the baseline MacBook Pro 13-inch, which features a 2.5 dual-core i5 GHz processor, which also has the Turbo Boost feature up to 3.1 GHz. For anyone that's a little bit unsure of what the Turbo Boost feature is when you're doing much heavier tasks on the MacBook, it allows to pretty much overclock itself or increase its processor power from 2.5 GHz to 3.1, which just helps it cope with the bigger tasks that you might be doing, like rendering large videos or 3D effects, that kind of stuff. But when you're using the computer just to surf the internet, look at pictures, it obviously doesn't overclock itself because that would chew up into the battery time, which is one of the reasons that it's so efficient. It only uses the extra power when it needs to, which is definitely one of the things that I really like about the new line. So as far as the rest of the specs go for this MacBook Pro, it has 4GB of RAM, a 500GB hard drive. Unlike the Retina display 15-inch MacBook Pros, the hard drive inside these can be changed from home rather than having to go to the Apple Store, which is a plus. It comes with the new Ivy Bridge processor, which also kicks the graphics card up to HD 4000, which is really nice to see. It's not a dedicated graphics card, unlike the MacBook 15-inch with the Retina display, which cost a hell of a lot more, but considering it's an integrated card, it still does perform very well. You can do a little bit of gaming, plenty of video editing, photo editing, that kind of stuff, which is plenty sufficient for what I need it for. So I've got my trusty little fruit knife over here, just to help me get into this thing over here. Just go ahead and slice that open. Have a quick look inside to see what you get with it. So this box is slightly different from some of the ones that I've seen in American Apple stores, which is where the box is a little bit smaller and the power cord or extension cable is put underneath the Mac. So all you can see is literally just a Mac and everything sits underneath it. The UK ones seem to be a little bit different, similar to the Australian ones. So let's have a look at what you get inside. So obviously the first thing that you get is your MacBook over here, which comes with this nice little tab, which makes it easy to pull it out. Show you that nice and quickly. It's the 13-inch MacBook, as we said, 2012 edition. We'll just move that to one side so we can take a further look inside the box. If I just push this over. So taking a quick look at what else you get inside the box, you can see over here you have your power adapter, which is also referred to as the brick or the MagSafe power adapter for your Apple Mac. You can place that back. And if this cable that you get with it isn't long enough for what you need, they also give you, on the right hand side over here, a nice extension. So that adds a little bit of extra length to the cable if it's not too long enough for you, which is pretty sweet. Power cable for the extensions there. But if you don't need the extension, then you can go ahead and just use this attachment for the MagSafe power adapter, which is nice. So putting those back, taking a quick look over here, you also have this nice little tab that you pull up, which releases this little booklet. If you go ahead and open this up, over here you can see it says hello, nice hello from Apple. Opening this up, you can see that you get all the documentation for your MacBook. It goes over all of the new features of the MacBook and the iOS that you're using with it currently, and it also shows you how to change your RAM. Some pretty useful tips in there, as well as the greatest addition, some nice Apple stickers that you can go and have some fun with. And last but not least, you also get this nice little cloth, so you can keep your MacBook nice and clean if we go ahead and open that up. Nicely wrapped as always with Apple, everything's so well packaged, a nice little Apple logo there. So from there we're going to take a look at the MacBook itself, see what they've included that's different, or any additional things that they've given us from the older MacBook from 2011. As we go across the MacBook Pro 13-inch aesthetics, it's exactly the same as the 13-inch from 2011. The only thing that they've really changed about the body of the MacBook Pro is the addition of the USB 3.0, which we'll go over shortly. But in terms of the way it looks, it's the exact same thing as 2011. It's only just slightly been increased in performance. But let's take a look at that now. So moving on from there, taking a look at the ports that you get on the MacBook Pro 2012. You can see over here you have your MagSafe power adapter port. Over here, this is your Ethernet port. Moving on is your FireWire 800 port. The next one next to that is your single Thunderbolt port, and these two ports over here are the new USB 3.0 ports. Moving on from there, taking a look over here, you have your SD card HC slot, you have your audio in and out jack, and this is your battery indicator button. So the simple thing is you just press that button, shows you how much battery you have left, which is a really nice feature that the Macs have always retained, which we definitely like to see. Now taking a look at the other side of the MacBook, over here you have your Kensington lock, which is definitely a plus. Nice to see that they've retained that. And this is your CD and DVD drive, so you can use that to burn DVDs, CDs, that kind of stuff, which is still good for any of you guys that still require the CD slot, but that's a feature that I've personally never used. So after having had a look at the new MacBook Pro, the 13-inch from 2012, there are definitely some things I like, with the Ivy Bridge processor increasing the overall power of the laptop, also increasing the graphics, the USB 3.0 and the Turbo Boost feature, which is definitely a plus. I really like that. But one thing I was really disappointed with was the fact that they've not changed the aesthetical design of the laptop at all. It's exactly the same as the previous one, which was a bit of a letdown. The Retina display, the thinner MacBook, seems to have only been applied to the 15-inch, which is a bit of a letdown for me personally, but because I find the 15-inch laptop is a bit too wide for me, and also the price tag that comes with it is ridiculous because I only need it for emails, video editing, and a little bit of photo editing. So spending £1,800 on a laptop is just out of the question for me personally. So it would be nice to see them redesign the 13-inch, make it a bit thinner, just add some new aesthetical features to it, which would be pretty sweet to see. But overall, really satisfied with the laptop. I like the performance, I like the new features that it has, and I also like the new spec. So I hope this video has been helpful for anyone that's watched it. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe down below. This is Chris, and take care till next time, guys. As always, this is one of those things that I always recommend people get. Apple Care, it extends your warranty by 3 years in total. Not only do you get an extended warranty for your Mac, but also it helps the Mac retain its value in case you want to sell it later on. As everyone knows that Macs that have Apple Care sell for much more with Macs that have warranties that have expired. And if you're a student, you get 45% off of it at the minute, which is pretty sweet. They used to do 75 in the UK, but now they've reduced it down to 45% to try and match the rest of the world. Next thing that you get, if you're a student, you also get a £70 voucher, as you can see right here, that you can use on the App Store, like for your phone, your iPad, or the Apple Mac itself for getting bits of software, which is pretty sweet. You get all of this in a package for students, so this is something that I definitely recommend getting. So if you're a student, hurry up and get these before this offer expires.